Welcome back to the Knock-On Effect, the rugby show where we say what the pundits won't. So the Lions hammered Western Force on Saturday. In today's video, we're going to go through the team, player by player, give our ratings and answer the question, which Lions have really impressed us? Let's get stuck in. Kicking things off is Elliot Daly at fullback. Much more solid than Marcus Smith was last week. There wasn't a moment he was out of position. You felt safe with Daly at 15. 2 tries on the night and over 90 metres gained in what was a stellar performance. 8 out of 10. Mack Hansen next. Many eyebrows were raised with his selection a month or so ago, but by God did he silence any and all critics. Hansen continued where he left off last week. Fearless in attack, pace to burn and clinical. 2 try assists, 85 metres gained and a gut-busting run to clean things up at the back showed us that this Lion is full of heart. 9 out of 10. James Lowe on the other wing. He probably didn't have the same eye-catching moments, but everything he touched turned to gold. Farrell would have hoped that with the changes he would see some more ruthlessness and a bit more quality in the attacking third. That is exactly what Lowe brought. 2 try assists and 85 metres gained of his own, and most importantly, he put on a kicking masterclass. His left boot is a fantastic asset. 8 out of 10. See, I said a nice thing about a Leinster player. Now remember that, because Garry Ringrose is up next. As a player overall, I think he's fantastic, but this wasn't a memorable performance from him. Here's his stats. 3 passes, 5 runs, 1 defender beaten, 1 turnover conceded, 5 tackles and 2 missed tackles. His try was undoubtedly his best moment, and I was glad to see him get it, but I expected a lot more from him. The competition for centre places is a tough one, and I don't see him starting the first test unless he really steps up a gear. He didn't do a whole lot wrong, but this is the Lions. 5 out of 10. His centre partner Tuipulotu up next. For comparison, 13 passes, 16 runs, 1 defender beaten, 0 turnovers conceded, 8 tackles and 1 missed tackle. He was involved in much more at 12 this week than he was at 13 last week. He is a fantastic, powerful runner with ball in hand. His support runs are fantastic, and he has this amazing ability to suck in defenders. He didn't have many magical moments, but what he did show us was pure quality. 7 out of 10. Finn Russell up next. I thought this was really confident performance from the Scotsman. The crossfield to Lowe that set up Sheehan's opening try, the quick tap and go that led to Daly's try. When he turned up his creativity, we saw the rewards. That's the biggest difference from Finn Smith last week. Nothing felt aimless. Everything was intentional and flawless from the tee. 8 out of 10. Tomos Williams next. My heart goes out to him, and all I can say is that I hope the injury isn't too bad. Ben White has been called up as scrum half cover, which isn't a great sign, but fingers crossed. As for his performance, he was good. 2 tries, commanded the pack around the park, electric pace and getting the ball out to the back, solid box kicks, everything you could have asked for really. 7 out of 10. Onto the pack. First up, Henry Pollock at number 8. I love to see up and coming talents emerge, and by God are we witnessing that with this young man. He's just so full of energy. 17 tackles in total, he was everywhere in defence. He had a lovely chip and chase moment, and he just makes me smile watching his love of the game play out before me. 7 out of 10. Flier at open side next. He did all the dirty work, didn't he? A try assist, 4 defenders beaten and 21 tackles, the most of the night. He was absolutely unrelenting. It wasn't his most eye-catching display, but if you know what you're looking at, he was excellent. 8 out of 10. Tadhg Beirne at blindside next. This one pains me, I'll be honest with you, but I have to call a spade a spade. 4 carries, 5 tackles and 2 penalties conceded. That was his contribution on paper. It's far off his normal standard and it's not good enough. He obviously offers much more in terms of leadership, line out options, etc. But this wasn't his day. 4 out of 10. On a more positive note, let's talk about Joe McCarthy. 1 try, 15 carries, 34 metres made, and 17 tackles. I used to play in the second row and a bit of the back row, so naturally my eye is drawn to these players. I was thrilled to see him get man of the match because he was honestly phenomenal. His work rate for such a big man is incredible. He is a nuisance for any defence. He reminds me a lot of the back rowers from the Irish 2000s. The Quinlans, the Leamys, the Foleys, always balancing on the edge of the law. McCarthy disrupted their line-out, their breakdown, and when he crashed over for his try, it just goes to show how lethal he can be on top of it. 10 out of 10. On to Scott Cummings. 5 carries, 13 tackles. These stats are the bread and butter of a second row. Did he lift well in the line-out? Yes. Did he clear out rucks well? Yes. Did he do anything wrong? No. Is that good enough for a Lions starting jersey? No. 5 out of 10. Tadhg Furlong next, 2 carries, 8 tackles. Yes, the scrum looked good. Yes, that's the main metric for a tight head prop, but he's not performing at the same degree he was when he was in his peak. 5 out of 10. On to the man of the moment, Lions captain Dan Sheehan. What an opening try. That is what he offers. Clinical beyond belief. He constantly turns up in the right place at the right time, and that is an art in itself. As for his overall contribution, 3 carries, 12 tackles and 6 out of 6 lineouts. Not the most prolific performance, but hey, he led the Lions to their first victory and he looked good doing it. 7 out of 10. Pierre Schoeman is last on the list. Very similar to Furlong, this is an easy one. 4 carries, 10 tackles and a solid scrum. I don't think Ellis Genge or Andrew Porter will be shaken in their boots. 5 out of 10. So that wraps up our player ratings, which brings us to the question, which Lions have really impressed us so far? From the Argentina match, the 2 players that really stood out were Bundee Aki and Ellis Genge. From the Western Force match, Hansen and Joe McCarthy were fantastic. Beirne had good moments against Argentina, but didn't look so great here. Pollock has to be in the 23 for me. Lowe, Daly and Russell all made a solid case. The centres is looking like it's going to be really competitive, and I expect Hugh Jones to come out firing on all cylinders. Listen, we're just a couple of rugby fans sharing our love for the sport. If you think we missed anything, be sure and leave a comment. We are slowly but surely building the best rugby community on the internet, bar none. If you haven't already hit subscribe, just click the button. It's free and it lets YouTube know that we're a bunch of sound young fellas. We'll be back on Wednesday to discuss the Reds match, so be sure to check back in. As always, cheers for watching, catch you at the next one.